Peace, 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 and infinite blessings, my beautiful people. I hope you are feeling alive, well, passionate, purposeful, present. All the P's, all the P's. I hope you're feeling it. So I wanted to make this video about emotional support. This rise, so for those that don't know me or are just coming across my page, I am a thinker. I'm an intellectual. I went to school for sociology, so I really my brain excuse me, works in a way where I'm really analyzing society and social norms and social engineering and, how we can influence, how, we're being influenced and, collective consciousness. And then also at the same time, I'm a spiritualist and have really committed my life to personal development and to seeking, happiness for myself. I just, as a human, not even as a black person, just as a human, as a child, I always saw pain and hurt, and I saw, abuse and violence and suicide and just this longing and this need to be loved and supported in a genuine way. I saw adults in my life really needing that. And so my journey when I left my house to go to college was really about is there a way to cultivate happiness? Is there a way to exist in peace? And especially as a black person, does that exist? And so as I have grown into adulthood and really have cultivated it, happiness and peace within myself, I'm seeing it and I'm able to give it out, into the world. I feel like people who come across my path, they know that my hugs are genuine. When I talk to you, it's real talk. It's authentic. I'm very transparent in who I am as a person. I don't really create barriers between me and the world. I create boundaries, where I keep myself safe and protected, and I don't let people take advantage of me. But at the same time, I'm open and I'm available to the world in all of its essence, And so in doing that, I have learned how little other people do that, and I've realized that humanity in itself really is humans crave emotional support from at a very soul level, people want to be able to just be themselves authentically in the same space as another human being, so most of our strong partnerships and strong relationships and strong business relationships, whatever way that we experience each other, the ones that are strong and feel the best are the ones that you don't have to hide who you are. You don't have to change how you look. You're not being criticized for how you look. You're not being criticized for how you express yourself. You're not being judged for what you're eating. You can just exist freely, and so I've seen where intergenerationally, where younger people have kind of taken a step away from the older generation because they see how a lot of the elders' mentality is sort of stuck in this time that is outdated, and a lot of it is curated by appeasing whiteness. A lot of it is about appeasing whiteness. And so now that we're realizing that, honestly, I just want to be who I am without any harm, without any scrutiny, without any judgment. That's really what I'm seeing. People just really wanting to just exist. And that's important, so I feel it sounds real hippie-ish, which it is. I do believe myself. I definitely live my life at a peaceful, with the earth and, in harmony with, and I'm hoping to create harmony with the world and others around me. That's really what my life work is about. And I feel like the way that we can do that is really being available to each other emotionally. And that is something that I feel like is one of the biggest challenges. We don't really do that. We're there. If you need something, we're there, to take care of whatever the need is. But the deep like the deep work, we're not comfortable doing that. We're not comfortable. It causes us anxiety. It's like, oh shit, like I gotta talk about my emotions, I gotta talk about my feelings, I gotta talk about what's real. Like that, that's not normal for people. And then those that do, it's like, oh, that's what's up. You talk like that, that's what's up. You're doing it, that's what's up. You're doing it. I support it, but like, I'm going to stay in my safe shell over here because I don't feel like it's safe for me to exist and express in that way. I'm not sure whether it's because you're a man, whether it's because you've been hurt in the past, whether it's because you got whatever the issue is that prevents you, from doing that. I think that's where the healing work is, because money issues, whatever the issues are, like I said, the issues will continue to exist. And to me, the issues are just challenges that you have to, conquer in your lifetime. But the emotional support and being available to somebody is something that we don't, like I said, we don't do it enough for each other. And yet we're all craving that same thing. And so I just feel like when we talk about change, or we're talking about social change and social justice, I feel like a part of that really is being there to help support each other emotionally, and really looking at the needs of a person and serving those needs. Being of service to humanity is what Christ consciousness is about. Being of service to humanity is like one of the founding principles of Buddhism. It's like give unto others. Christian, like that's just, I don't even know if that's a real Christian thing or not, but it's just, being available to other people from a heart and a soul level is really what separates humanity, like the good and the bad, the good and the evil. It's like, those who don't have any ulterior motives, because you can see people who are doing the work and who are being of service, but then at the same time, when you look closer, you can see it like, oh, like you have a hidden agenda. I might not know what that hidden agenda is, but there's definitely a hidden agenda. And, someone had made a Facebook post saying like, is it important for people to, or why is it important for leaders to be authentic? As long as you're doing the work, why does it matter? And to be honest, like your intention matters a lot. Like that matters a whole lot, because again, like there are people who, we got nonprofit organizations that are like available in abundance and that are in, impoverished communities in abundance, and shit still really hasn't changed because the people who created those things didn't have the intention of actually helping people. They had the intention of getting a tax write-off. They had the intention of like appeasing their white guilt. They had like their intentions really wasn't about the people and being of service to the people and providing what the people needed. And if everyone, and we're talking about racial justice and shifting the balancing out the scales of justice or whatever, like you have to really look at what is it that people need and provide them the need. Ask them, what do you need from me, and provide them that need. And a fundamental need that everybody has is love and emotional support that exists without guilt or shame, or like, oh well, you did this for me, now I owe you that, like, oh, you did this, now it's that, like we don't need those type of connections and those type of things. We need someone that is just like, I love you, I'm here for you, what do you need? And a lot of people feel like they do that, but if you have to be of service, you have to be good within your own space as well, in your own heart, in your own being, because if, like I said, like I went out and I cultivated happiness and peace for myself first, and then I was able to give and serve, others, because then I know that I'm coming from a genuine space. I'm not doing it so that I can make myself feel better, because a lot of helpers and a lot of people who give, who serve, they're doing it because they're avoiding something within themselves, and it makes them feel better because now they have helped the world. So you actually have to like really, like I said, coming from a genuine place, like what is your intention, and really being able to see like, I am now good. I have filled my own cup. Now my cup runneth over, and I want to give the plethora, to others. And I just feel like we should all be doing that, and when we do that, we're a whole shift would happen in the world, literally, so emotional support is really, it's the thing that everyone's craving, the respect, the freedom to exist without scrutiny, the freedom to exist without being killed, like we have the human right to just be expressive in a way that again, as long as you're not causing harm unto others, like you're not causing harm and you're not, you're not doing anything that's putting anyone else in danger, like you absolutely and you're not putting yourself in danger, like as long as you're doing it with a certain intention, you're existing within mindfulness, like I feel like everyone should be free to live their life how they want to live their life. Like it doesn't bother me, so the fact that we have like, black queer or black trans, or like we're saying like, hey, don't forget us, that goes to show that they don't feel emotionally supported even within their own community, so like these type of things, there's just so many different levels in which you can see the need for emotional support. You can see it so clearly, and it's this thing that because that's not normal in our society, we're not taught to emotionally support each other. We're taught to go get the bag and get the money and and just have sex. So it's like if you're just craving sex, sometimes you're not even craving the physical sex. Sometimes you're just craving the actual support, and the intimacy and the space to just exist in that intimacy. Sometimes that's really all it is. And needing a hug and just needing to be touched. Like that's what a lot of people are craving. Ironically, whatever. So we have to give that to each other. We have to really give that to each other, because I think that we can aid each other and push the collective healing further if we do that. So I love you so much. In case you have not heard today, please stay woke about these streets. Eat well, have a smoothie, stay woke about these streets.